In this video, we'll talk about templated versus orchestrated security policies. As you probably know, rules in Edge Connect are applied in ascending priority order. First match wins. This is true in security policies, ACLs, root policies, everywhere you can create a rule and give it a priority number. There are three types of rules: manual, templated, and orchestrated, each of which have a priority range available. Manual from 1 to 999. Templated is 1000 to 9999. And orchestrated goes from 20,000 to 24,999. You can create manual rules outside the templated and orchestrated ranges as well, but they may not be matched, as there is usually a match everything rule in the orchestrated range. Why might you choose orchestrated versus templated security policy rules, and what are the differences? The main difference between the two is segmentation or VRF support in the orchestrated rules, whilst templated rules only apply to the default segment. If you aren't using segmentation, we'd still recommend using the orchestrated rules, because it gives you a simpler path to segmentation in the future. But if you are using VRFs, or are planning to in the future, then orchestrated is the only way to go. And that is simply because only orchestrated firewall policies support segmentation. If you examine the templated security policy rules, you'll see that there is no mention of segments at all. These rules only apply to the default segment. Compare this to the view you see under Configuration, Security, Firewall Zone Matrix, and you can see that the UI looks almost the same, apart from the selector for the segments these rules are to apply to. Is it possible to use both templated and orchestrated rules together? Yes, but it may make administration more complex, since you'll have two panes to check and configure. If you already have templated rules in place, and wish to enable segmentation, we'd recommend copying your templated rules into the VRF security policy pane first, and then delete the rules from the security policies template using replace mode to remove them from the appliances. By the way, removing security policies from the template group alone does not remove the rules on the appliances. Since the orchestrated rules are set at a higher priority, they won't take effect for the default segment until the templated rules are deleted. So this is a safe migration path. If you want to test a rule before adding it to the global policies, you can easily do this on a per appliance basis by selecting the appliance in the tree, click on Configuration, Firewall Security Policies, Edit, and add your test manual rule. Remember to remove it after testing so it isn't forgotten about. A few final thoughts. Critical connections, such as those for the cloud portal, are always permitted by hard-coded rules, which you can examine at Support Built-in Policies. If you deny the EC all DNS and then reboot the appliance, it won't be able to resolve the portal and be unable to re-establish communications. Remember that changing zone settings on your config deployment page will have an immediate effect, and if you haven't already pre-configured your permit rules, you could find flows being denied across zones. So take care with your rule sets, as you would for any firewall. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.